Hello, thanks for joining me. So today I would like to talk about our heart space and how we can see the Lord and feel His presence each and every day as long as we stay in that present moment. A lot of times our heart yearns to feel the Lord. We want to know Him better. We want to be able to feel His love. And we can, all we have to do is receive, but unfortunately our head gets in the way. We like to think a lot about the me, I, our wants and desires. And when that happens, it gets in the way of our heart and feeling what we need most in life, which is God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So today on our mat, I would like you to go somewhere where you don't feel like you might be judged by somebody seeing you. Go to a room that is quiet and so that you can experience this present moment and feel the Lord in your space and in your breath. So with that, go ahead, find a nice seat. You can sit down on your mat. You can be in a chair if you want with your knees together. We're going to start with our breath. So go ahead, close your eyes if you want. Reaching your arms all the way up. Breathing in God. Exhale, breathe out you. Two more just like that. Inhale God into your heart space. Exhaling you. Good. And then with your next inhale, you're going to, again, reach those arms all the way up. You're going to interlace the fingers and put it behind the base of your head, thumbs to either side of the neck. Same thing, we're going to think about that heart space, so bring it up. Engage the core so you're not hanging in the low back area, but reaching up as if you had a string from your sternum or breastbone, pulling you up. Shoulder blades are going to come gather on your back. Arms and elbows are really reaching out. Push your head into the hands and just breathe here for a little bit. Again, inviting that breath with God in it into your heart space. And then with your exhale, you're going to go ahead and start to round through the back. Shoulder blades are going to peel away from each other. Elbows come down. Arms release to gravity. Same with your head, chin to chest. We're going to start to connect it with our breath. Nice big inhales. Again, thinking of the Lord in your heart space, inviting Him in. Exhale you, anything that's not serving you or might get in that way. Two more times with your breath. Squeezing those shoulder blades and finding ease and relaxing. Go with your next inhale. You're going to come back up. This time you're going to take the left elbow down and the right one send up. So rather than thinking more about going down, you really want to think of that right elbow reaching up. Open up through the chest, yet shoulders or the elbows are still peeling back. One more breath here. Inhales to come up. Exhale down on the other side, really reaching with that left elbow this time. So you're not going to feel it if you're reaching down and dumping. You really want to bring it up into this space, opening up your shoulders and chest. One more breath, and then inhales to come up. Good. Undo the hands and bring them to the back of the mat, more towards your butt. Seeing if you can touch your fingertips. If not, and this is uncomfortable with the legs, you can uncross the legs. You can go to where you feel good and are able to keep those shoulders and chest nice and open. With that, we're going to do that same thing. Think of that string, pulling your chest forward, opening up. And then with your chin, you can tuck ever so slightly and then start to extend it. But your neck is just an extension of the spine. No need to hang it back. Go where it feels good. Breathing into that heart space one more time. With your next inhale, slowly crawl back up. Nice long spine. Your arms might just stay here if you have tight shoulders. Otherwise, if you're able to, you can interlace the fingers behind the back, or you can always grab a strap or a tie, something, maybe a towel, to keep those shoulders open. So go ahead and interlace your fingers if that feels all right. Nice long spine. Again, you're not doing this and then rounding through the back. Main thing is you want to get that chest nice and open. We're going to start to move with our breath to make sure you're breathing. Exhale, arms going to come down. Inhale, pulling them away. Exhale down. Inhales to come up. Moving with your breath 2 more times. So again, if your arms can be together or they're out here. Good. With that inhale, we're reaching all the way up again. This time, you're going to pull yourself forward, but you're going to lead with that heart. So the heart's going to come forward and pull you up into a tabletop position. From tabletop, you always want your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. From here, go ahead. Tailbone's going to come up, belly's going to drop down, chest and chin up. Finding softness in the face. With your exhale, you're going to do the opposite. Tailbone's going to round, belly comes in, and think of your heart space going into that chest cavity. Head's going to dangle to gravity. You can bring it to the side body if it feels good. Again, listening to your heart and your body rather than the head and the mind today. So inhales, come on up again. Exhale down. Moving with your breath 2 more times. Good. And then you're going to come back to that tabletop position. Curl the toes underneath here and just start to hover the knees. Think of the belly button coming into the spine and lift the hips up and back to open up through the shoulders and the chest. You're going to try getting that low belly on top of the thighs. If it's not possible, you're just having that energy of going there. So you're really opening up through the shoulders and the chest. You can start to rock out one leg and then the other. Good. And then when you're ready, with your next inhale, push into the hands, and you're going to start to come forward into a plank. From here, I want you to take your right foot or your heel to the butt. And then the knee's going to come into the chest. And you might want to watch the video here. So when your knee comes into the chest, bring that heart space up. So you're not just driving the leg, you're really driving that heart space up. And with that, you're going to take the foot and replace it with the right hand. We're going to set up for warrior one leg. So you always want your knee over the ankle before you start to lift up. And same with that back foot. You want 2 heels on the opposite line. Engage that core and lift up from here. So depending on if you're new to the practice or not, some people like to go a little bit deeper and have this 90-degree angle. You never want to go beyond the 90-degree angle. So be kind to your knees, have them over the ankle, and always point it in the direction of that second and third toe. You never want it to come into midline. So if this is too deep, this is where you can heel toe that back foot up. And you might take a smaller stance. Again, it doesn't matter how wide or how big, you're still going to follow the same rules. Knee is over the ankle, pointing in the direction of the toes. Engage that core and lift all the way up. Breathe in here. I'm going to show you a front view. So the knee, again, direction, traction over the toes. We're going to open up to the chest with the exhale. Think of the arms going back and that chest, that string, drawing it up again. Breathing into the heart center, inviting the Lord in. You can always stay here if the shoulders are tight, or interlace the fingers behind the back again. Opening up the shoulders, sending the hands down the leg. Again, you can always stay here, or if you have a little bit more space, you can take the arms to the left side of the hips and just open up. Relaxing through the breath. Again, inhale, inviting the Lord into our space. And exhaling you, softening through the face if you're clenching or holding anything in the jaw. When you're ready, with your next inhale, the arms are going to come all the way up again. With your exhale, you're going to come down, but only halfway. Stay here with your inhale. Your next exhale, hands come down. That front foot is going to meet the back one for that plank. From here, it's your choice if you want to put your knees down and go into child's pose, or if you want to go back into that downward dog. We're just going to stay here for a couple more breaths. Breathing into the back line of our body. Your heart is not just in the front. It has also a side and a back to it. So really breathe into the back side of the heart, feeling your rib cage expand in the back with the inhale. Exhale, surrendering. Next, inhale, push into your hands and come on forward with the chest. We're going to do the same thing if you're on your knees. You're going to curl your toes underneath for a plank. You're going to take that left foot this time, bringing the heel into the butt first, and then that knee into the chest. And when the knee goes into the chest, let the heart come up into the cavity. And then go ahead and bring your left foot to replace that left hand. Heels are on opposite lines, opening up. That back foot's about a 45-degree angle. Knee is stacked over the ankle. Engage the core to lift up for warrior one. Again, you can always check your legs. Make sure your knee is still pointing in the direction of the toes. And from here, with your exhale, open up through the arms. Reaching back with the arms, but the chest is that opposite direction. Breathing God in. Exhale, releasing you. Take a few more breaths here. If you want, you can keep your arms like this if they're tight, or go ahead, interlace them behind your back again, pulling it down first, and then opposition, rolling that chest open. So you can stay here and pull away, or if you have the room, you're going to take it to that right side this time. Still opening up through the chest. If you begin to notice that you're doing this and your chest is coming forward to wrap it, you're losing the point. The point is to open up the chest. So if you're tight, honor where you're at. Only go as far as you can until you start to notice that you're rounding. And stop there. Go ahead. Soften through the face again. Notice if you're holding anything in your jaw. Close the eyes if you want, or just find a little softness in the eyes. One more full breath. With your next inhale, the arms are going to reach all the way up. Exhale, you're going to come forward, but only halfway. Stay with inhale. Next exhale, hands come down. Front foot meets the back one for a plank. Your choice again if you want to go hips up for downward dog, or if you want to bring them down into the child's pose. Does not matter. It is your practice. Do what feels good to you. Breathe it into the back line of your body, where your heart space is. With your next inhale, you're going to come on forward with the chest. Knees are going to come down if they were lifted. Cross at the ankles and come into a seat. I want to thank you for joining me in practice today. And see if you can bring that awareness off the mat today. And catch yourself if you're all of a sudden noticing these wants and desires. I know for me, personally, I catch myself all the time. And then that's when you notice you have that choice. You have that choice to say no and to turn to God, or to give in to temptation. And it is so hard once you become aware, because you realize how many times you actually give in to temptation. Sad to say, but it is true. But the more times you can catch yourself and notice you have a choice, the more times you can maybe say yes and choose God. And you'll find so much more peace and happiness in your life. So peace be with you. Namaste.